We are back. We're back in the stew.
Smell my fingers. Smell my fingers.
We are back. We're back in the stew. We are back.
What's up? I'm Liam. This is Adam, and we're in the stew.
Oh,
Yes, in the stew, back again. Regular at Wits End Comedy Club. Past comedian,
past.
which 2025 goal, of course. Past at the club, regular at the club. Did not expect to be a regular at the pub
Ooh.
in 2025
Let's
either.
go hand in hand.
But it happened. I've been there. I've been at the pub.
Well, you've also been at the club. You can't bring that up and not give that a little juice. Congrats,
Pub in the
dude.
club. Pub in the club. Pub in the club. I know. Some other girls have been up in the club.
Yeah. A couple of them.
Some fine women that have been greased up in the club.
Are those the same ones that come to your shows?
I'd like them to come to my shows more.
At least to the pub, though.
The pub, they don't step foot in the pub.
Everybody's just greasy there.
Everyone in the pub would know who they were. You're the ones that work at the club.
Yeah.
They would know. You're the ones that work at the club, but I don't have the money for. And you're in the pub.
Yeah.
right now?
Where I do have the money for.
Yeah.
$1.50 pool.
I'm talking about strippers. I don't know if anyone's. They're working.
Yeah, when we were working, we had,
It'd be nice. Like it's always a fun job compared. Oh, what do you do? I work at Waffle House. Wow, late nights. What do you do?
It's kind of like the Fight Club.
What do you do? Oh, I sit in men's laps. I make a fucking killing.
A killing. Oh yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah, we did helped my girlfriend and her friends move, and let me tell you, nothing like roping you in to do that.
I didn't do much.
No, you didn't have to do a damn thing.
It's funny that. Well, I guess it wasn't. I was not asked. You probably were the only one asked, and
Well, I threw it in there. I was lied to, which on moving day, fool me once. You know, anybody
D-Day,
D-Day. On D-Day, if anybody asks you,
S-Day. Stripper day.
yeah, I offered you an S day to try to get you enticed because I thought we were about to do some heavy lifting.
I wish it was L day. Lap dance day. It wasn't.
Well, that's 7 days a week if you go.
No, I'm not going. I'm not. I don't. They don't come to my job.
Yeah,
They don't come to my job and interrupt me. I'm not gonna go to
and
their job.
ask you to code something for them.
Yeah, exactly. They can. We both making money. I appreciate it. You know.
And you know, the way we were asked sounded like we were gonna have to do all of the moving.
Really.
No, that's what I thought. My bad. How we were asked was that we were gonna wipe down some countertops and sweep. Apparently, the guesstimation on when we were gonna finish was about 8 hours off.
Yeah, I've noticed that recently. Like you and your circles over there, the guesstimation of time.
Not the best.
Not. I'd say that would be a bad description of it. Maybe. Probably it's bad.
It's just bad.
It's bad. Not the best is giving you guys some credit.
There's none there.
Yeah, guesstimation of time is nothing. There's time and space moves way differently for your guessing.
Yeah. I don't like it when a common theme when I show up places is, oh, look who's on time. A little sarcasm upon arrival.
When does anyone ever say that to you?
No one, because I show up so late that everybody left.
Yeah.
They're already
No
gone.
one ever
Everybody
says
else is
that.
working already.
You just want people to say that to you. You're manifesting that.
Well, that's what fashionably late is.
Yeah, exactly. But
I don't have any nice clothes, so I gotta.
fashionably late is not taking
Never showing up.
sweaty nap and wait.
Yeah, not letting anybody know.
It's 9:30 at night, and you're like, oh, I gotta eat something.
I know. I gotta start communicating and showing up on time. That way, if anything actually does happen to me, God forbid, people can respond because it's not looking like highly likely.
But boy, did we get put to work with these your girlfriend and her friends who work at the club.
Yeah, they work.
They work hard.
They work.
I can tell.
Yeah,
It shows.
and also it's very nice to be around that because it tickles multiple parts of my brain. Probably not the best way to use that, but just when we showed up and they're on moving day for us, maybe you'd see a couch outside ready to be moved and walking up and seeing poles, stripper poles.
Are we allowed to talk about how
I think if you have to ask, it's probably no.
their experience moving out was elevated?
No.
We're not talking about that.
No. I wish, because that was the funniest thing.
So their experience on this move was elevated. Let's say they had some wings. They drank a few.
Yeah, they had some wings.
They drank a few Red Bulls. I'm picturing everyone you see now on TV when you have like a group of people. It's like I'm picturing like The View. It's like we're talking about this today. We're talking about this today. How about The View? Me, Adam, his girlfriend, and two strippers. But they're also moving.
You're moving. Shut the fuck up! Well, that was the funny part was when my girlfriend mentioned to us that they had been bickering at each other all day.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my gosh, two working girls on move out day in the South
So
were yelling at each other. You don't say.
we need to get just a good word to say instead of working girls.
Is that worse? I felt that was more respect. I feel like I always choose the worst one. They just work at the club.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're waitresses
Yeah. Yeah. Waitress.
who have really good core strength.
Insane.
Really good core strength. You
Instant.
think they'd be able to pick up that refrigerator?
Yeah,
and move it
you
out
think that I
themselves?
didn't have to do all this shit.
You're calling me? You got two behemoths in the crib.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got two
Impressive.
deadlifters.
There was one of the things I don't know if you saw was I don't even know what it's called, the workout bar.
Yeah, see,
The bench,
exactly.
the deadlift bar.
It weighs more than you.
Yeah, I picked it up and didn't give it enough respect and almost went head first.
How much do you think it weighs?
I think that one I thought was 55.
Yeah, it's probably 55.
Yeah, that one was a big boy.
It's either 45 or 55 they make them.
Yeah, and it didn't look more like a bench. But yeah, that was great. I offered up. I had to put some skin in the game because they haven't warmed up to me just yet.
So
which is
you
like
just laid down like what, 25, 30 $, but and they just
well, I sold my body to the move for respect,
Mm-hmm.
so they could respect that transaction.
everything's transactional nowadays.
Yeah,
They accept Apple Pay.
Back in the day, probably 200 years ago, they also accepted Apple Pay. You were just paying for shit with apples. All right.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
not gonna.
yeah, but
say
the move was good.
Did you
I
mean
want
that?
to I want to stress on one thing for the move with my girlfriend in particular.
Oh my God, she's so great.
She is. She is so great. And one thing that made me laugh that was so great was when we were packing up her personal belongings. There was a full suitcase full of rocks. Now, of course, these are gems. These are minerals. These hold the power to the universe. You'd expect all of them put together would create a bomb.
How long have you been dating Indiana Jones again?
Coming up on a year. Coming up. September's a year.
She also afraid of snakes.
Yes. No. She loves snakes. She tried to get one time. But I don't know what I expected out of the personal belongings, but she kept telling me that she's a maximalist, which that is just an excuse to be a hoarder. That any person who says they're maximalist.
So you said that word first, and then I had to really like wait for you to finish hoarder.
Yeah. Oh.
Really wait. I was like, oh.
The dir at
So
the
what
end of
is-
there is very
yeah.
important. Someone
The
who
dir-
likes
I mean,
to
the-
hold on to things.
But it's like a supporting actor that there is.
That dir.
It's picking up that horror real well. Oh, and it's not even the best word, but the dir is doing the best
All
it
of the
can.
lifting. All of the moving.
Yeah,
The
but
couches and the dressers.
At least she has it in a suitcase.
Yeah.
Your rocks, we would have been putting rock one by one in your car if it was your rocks.
Dude, if there was hands and hands of rocks while we were helping
You'd be
move,
filling your pockets with rocks, trying to move these fucking rocks. Like if she presented to you, right, all of these rocks just scattered around. You're like, all right, we got to move all these. You would just start putting them in your pockets. You're like, all right, let's keep going. She's like, I have a box right here. You're like, I'm
just
already
crawl in the
I'm
box.
already like halfway done.
that's so funny because I moved with some rocks that we got while we were exploring the Great Lake. What was it, Superior?
I wish it was Superior, but it was more Erie than Superior.
Those are the only two lakes we could do that. It was Lake Erie. But the only reason I had a handful of Lake Erie rocks is because that's all I could fit in my pockets. Those rocks, I flew with those rocks out of Philly.
So, is your girlfriend Indiana Jones or autistic?
Well, we're dating.
It's got a lot
And
of
typically
rocks.
you'd expect opposites attract, but in reality, we just stem together.
And it's funny that you're like, she called herself a maximalist. What is
maximalist.
What is that?
That's
Maximizing your potential on rocks,
10xing your rocks. Well, do you think a minimalist is a person who only has a couple
or she's
plates?
just like preparing for a stoning?
That's-
she's ready
she
for
is
them
a
to bring
witch.
it back.
She is a witch. She is a witch. Well,
This is her. She got stoned. These are
Yes.
all of her stones.
Yeah, and once she collects them all, she gains all her powers back. She just
Miss Jones, I hope you're listening right now.
one thing she did find whilst we were siphoning through all her knick and knacks was a folded up couple pieces of paper, a good maybe like 4 or 5 papers. She picks it up, goes, "Oh, those are my spells," and immediately puts those away. Doesn't let me look at them. And then we started putting rocks in a suitcase. And I was like, I don't know.
A picture like her spells, like me trying to write jokes. All right, fucking. So went to the store and I had my dick out. Fucking.
Abracadabra.
What was my dick doing when it was out at the store? Oh, it was tiny. It was so tiny. It was so tiny. And then it's just me. Like it's just like that's actually
Yeah.
what I'm writing out on the page.
Yeah.
But that's just her spells.
If all you have to do is flick a wand around and
And then her spells are more like, oh, Adam, move. Adam's going to help me move. Adam. And then she has to write it down like 10 times or it won't come true.
well, she definitely has to ask me 10 times or I'm going to forget about it at the very least.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm forgetting about it.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, so she's a witch. And, it was really cool. Like, I'm just looking for those little moments through the hell. That'll give me a smile throughout the entire day. Being a pool boy, my work truck, I just carry around pool poles in it all the time. And it was nice to replace those with stripper poles. It was nice. Does that make me a child?
I'm surprised someone's like, whoa, look at, they're all the same.
Life's just one big circle.
Yeah. It's like you hiding behind the stripper pole
Where'd I go?
while smoking a cigarette, but you're smoking it this way, so it's all, no one can see anything.
Yeah.
And all you see is just like the smoke from behind the stripper pole, and they're like, "This is the coolest fucking strip club we've ever been to." And then you pop out, and they're like, "We're leaving."
Yeah.
It was enjoyable. I wish I got to do it for longer, but
Help move?
I didn't have enough singles. No, I'm kidding.
You motherfucker. No, it was chill. I respect them also. They would always tell us stuff was heavy before we
Yeah.
picked it up. And
So
there's like 14 mirrors in this house, and nobody used those mirrors to compare themselves to you. You're a man made of meat. It's probably much easier to pick that shit up.
yeah. They basically told us to pick up the plastic around the house.
Yeah, they wanted us to take,
I picked up nothing. That was the
which was such a bitch because after the fact, I had to come back solo dolo, and I was breaking sweats and breaking wind, and probably made the house smell better. Be honest. That moving house, I feel like when you move out, you get all the crusties that have been in the Konas, all those ancient smells that have been marinating in your belongings.
Yeah. I'm not gonna talk about the smells. I feel like I don't have a fart in this battle.
Yeah. Well,
This-
my
this
nose is
smell
constantly under attack. My face is always swollen when I hang out with them. So, you're like kind of like a rock star now, right? Or
Some would call it rock star. Most would call it broke.
struggling comedian.
Yes. As my number one hype fan to my right just said, I've been a rock star lately. He is false. He is spreading lies.
Rockstar to
misinformation.
me, dude.
I was actually blustering some bombs out in. I'm not going to talk about it. But yeah, sure.
I mean, it
I've
just
been on some
feels
shows.
good. It feels good to be sitting next to the guy who greenlit the Iran bombs.
I mean, they asked for my opinion. I'm like, listen, we've been saying it for years. They're probably making one.
This time,
they're making one.
that has been.
Also, let them fucking. Who cares? Let them make it.
Let him make it.
Fuck it.
Have a little fun. Hey,
Dude.
live a little bit. Get a little debt.
I saw a guy asleep on fentanyl. And you're like, fuck it, let's blow up a run.
Yeah.
The fuck out of here. Wasting money.
That's what they have been telling us since birth. They'll hit you with that little propaganda every once in a while. They'll go, they're probably making it. They're probably going to do it.
And who cares?
Yeah,
It's
who cares? Well, it's good.
We all know how it's gonna end, and I'm gonna be
King of the Ashes.
dead.
Yeah, 2030. Well, it's cool that you've become a good enough comedian to take people's mind away from that. Even if for 5 to 10 minutes you go in, you make them laugh.
Hopefully, I was sweating fucking nuts last night. Well, we were
On
out-
stage, or wait,
We
what were you doing?
We were. I was at a brewery for a show, and it was in their warehouse, and they have no AC in the warehouse, so it's just a bunch of fans going. And I said, glad all of my fans were able to make it out
Yeah.
tonight, and no one laughed.
No one laughed.
I got one chuckle from one of the comedians, but it's so goddamn hot, and Josh had his fucking light shining on the stage, but it was just the center.
It was just
I'm
a heat lamp.
sweating bullets trying to do 12 minutes, 15 minutes. I didn't do bad. I got laughs. Just not my demographic. Once I saw a few older ladies started to walk in. I was like,
Who let them out?
what's their number? Sure. If that's rock star status, me sweating on stage trying to sweat out my 2 beers that I drank.
Well, no, your base level. You
I was on the Liam Cola show.
Thank you, Liam
you
Cola. Friday beers.
That was cool.
Almost Friday.
I killed it at the first show.
Yes. Packed room. Great show.
One
And
lady.
you loosened up the crowd, dude.
Yeah, sure.
You started up that faucet, that peanut butter jar,
It
dude.
was like,
yeah, hands on.
it's like, are your nipples hard right now?
Yeah, yeah,
Well, now they are.
yeah. And you're nice enough to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Conscientious toucher. Consensual.
Yeah. What I also said last night, though, I was like, glad all my fans were able to make it out. I turned them on.
That got no laughs. It's fucking hilarious.
A bunch of fans. Picture huge
I know,
industrial
huge fans. Yeah, you turn them
everywhere.
on. Because that's a layer to the joke. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been decent. Another good opener was obviously we have a queer comedian, and she talks about being publicly queer, which is an interesting statement. So I got on stage. I said, publicly, I'm a straight white male. Mm-hmm. Privately, I'm disgusting.
Yeah.
You don't want to see me in private.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah. Public, you're just a white male.
Well, publicly, I am here in front of you, about to do some fart jokes.
Yeah. About to do some jokes about what I do in the private. Well, you were saying that you kind of cornered Liam Cullen in the green room, which I loved that.
Yeah, I was like, you want to hear something?
Yeah.
I was fucking thinking of it.
Because I'm curious, I didn't ponder it. Did you like word vomit a little bit, or like, because I don't know, you told me a couple of the jokes you said, and I thought those were awesome. Probably.
No, it was just shooting shit.
Yeah, you got to shoot the shit.
And there was just quiet times. Whenever there's a quiet time, if I got something, I've got to say it.
Nice.
Especially in that moment.
That's how we yin and yang. I feel the weight of the silence, and I let it crush the vibe.
Yeah. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah.
I am darkness.
Well, then we threw on their podcast Liam and Will's.
It was cool to listen to them talk about Charleston.
Yeah, familiar. I was on the edge of my seat hoping he talked about the Dog the Bounty Hunter book that he posted on his story.
Yeah,
he's like, there was a local comedian who. I was like, oh, please, come on.
No, he thought about it, and he's like, I'm not going to give him any credit.
Yeah, he definitely didn't think about it because he was shot from all of the shows. He looked exhausted, and rightfully so.
I'm fucking exhausted from being a regular at the pub.
Yeah. I know, you found you.
I'm about to get wrinkly and old like these fuckers I'm talking to.
You've accepted your future. I mean, that's the path. You just the human evolutionary. Words are not coming out today.
Well, the righteous path would be to drive to the pub like everyone else and drunk drive home. But I don't take the righteous path. I walk my own way.
Yeah.
And which is the safe way and the cheapest way. But yeah, regular at the pub, getting to know everyone. Everyone's getting to know me. It's fun knowing, everything that's going on in the pub, and just meeting the drunks. Am I one? Not yet. No, I'm not yet. Not yet. But it's fun seeing them. I mentioned it to you, but this 6-year-old man, wrinkly as hell, sitting there with 2 young bucks, me and my man Dan.
What's the first word that comes to mind when you think about him?
Is he alive? I know that's not one word.
Alive? Question mark.
Question mark. It was, alive as a question would be the word. Man. And she's just there smoking a cig, taking it in, and you could see more wrinkles forming,
Firsthand.
skin falling
Like
off.
watching paint dry.
It was silly putty, just all around, and it looks like you just go in and like mush them a little bit. Ooh, old man, and he would just sit there and just take it, smoking a cigarette. He's like, "No, I've never seen Star Wars."
Yeah.
And I'm just mushing him real good. He's like, "I've never seen it." Just fucking Play-Doh. I'll fucking play with his skin.
Play-Doh of a man.
But it's fun, because there's no way that guy should be on the road sober,
Yeah.
but he's out there on the lam, drunk, off the pub. They're like, "Sir, have you been drinking tonight? Do I smell like alcohol?"
Yeah.
"No, you smell like cigarettes." And then the cop starts mushing him.
He remushes in you're under DUI.
But
in his forehead.
dude, we need... People see that, they're like, "That guy needs help. Get him help." How else can we have a little bit of fun? We need that guy. That
guy needs to be there.
We're sacrificing virgins out here. We're not taking advantage of this drunk 60-year-old driving home from the bar. I'm driving right behind him. That is the getaway driver. That's the guy. That's the bait who's gonna get pulled over first.
That's what it is.
The bait car. I need that guy. That is the sacrificial lamb to society, to drunk society.
Yeah, the cops are in the outside in the parking lot, spinning a wheel of which pub regular they're gonna pull over for a DUI tonight.
I'm just waiting for them to pull me over on my horse. But yeah, I wonder if he's just that old man waking up, because I woke up. I've been hitting the TP hard,
Yeah.
and sounds coming out of me. There's been some
From
demons.
both ends, or like
Demons delivered to me through Miller High Life at the pub. High Life demons.
they help get centralize them.
It goes down like the champagne of beers, and comes out.
Well, that's the demons.
It actually.
It addresses the demons.
It's more of a detox situation
Yeah.
they got going on
Yeah.
at Miller High Life. But that's what I've got going on in my life. I bet that guy falls asleep on the toilet. Like his wife's gotta come in and check his pulse.
I bet his bed is a toilet.
Yeah.
His
He shits his
mattress.
bed.
Yeah, exactly. His mattress.
That guy, he's waking up and he's checking for blood. That's scary.
He's being that age, you probably just want a new butthole system.
Yeah, and there's no new lease on life.
Yeah.
You ever think today I'm gonna do it differently? And he's sitting there and his veins are just fucking popping out of his thighs. And he's like, and he looks down, and nothing.
His dick is gone.
Nothing came out. He's like, I gotta do that again.
Straining him.
Yeah, I think that would be a wake up call for me.
What is if you took a ghost poop? You've never.
If I took an old man ghost poop and I was struggling to survive on the toilet, because that guy, that's survival every day. They
Every
talk
day
about
survival.
people surviving. They talk about people dying on the toilet. That guy surviving every time he sits down on the fucking toilet.
Just resilient.
Oh my gosh. And hey, I might be giving him, less credit. It might come out of him like a goddamn fountain. And I'm over here telling him he's, what's the word with the C?
Constipated.
Constipated, yeah. He might not be constipated. He might be just flowing like a fucking river, like the Nile River out that ass. That old man ass, it's just wrinkly ass. Fucking wrinkly and like.
Do you think it's comfortable when he sits down on the toilet?
Fuck no. What? Are you kidding me? That guy hasn't stretched in fucking 20 years. 25 years, probably.
I don't think he's ever stretched.
No.
Dude,
It's
old
like that,
people think everything's good for the body's gay.
He's like, what? Star Wars and stretching?
Yeah, Star Wars
What
and
is that
stretching.
fucking gay?
Yeah.
I'm going to go fucking hit the tree on my way home. I'm going to go wrap around the pool. My wife find me.
Yeah.
Hired by Creed's playing in the radio.
Well, I was thinking about guys like that also could be drivers testers, good people. What are they called? Drive instructors.
Driving instructors, just old drunks.
Yeah, old drunks. And then it's a 16-year-old. Stay with me. It's a 16-year-old trying out for their test, and the old man is just swiping through TikToks and shit in the passenger side. And if the 16-year-old turns to look at any of the memes, the old man swerves the car and they wrap around a fucking pole and they both
I like
die.
it. I do like it.
2 sacrificial lambs.
Yes, the old man is looking through TikToks, but it's just all just like horny TikToks.
Yeah, old
So
man
just-
horny TikToks.
Just shaking ass. So it's even like harder.
But they're wearing a American flag bikini.
That's the goddamn. That's American Ninja Warrior of driving tests, is not looking at that ass, that ace, that old man Jenkins
bun.
is looking at. Well,
Old man
he's
Jenkins
fucking-
For You page.
he's got his window rolled down. He's like, you're driving. You're like, dude, you didn't even ask if you could smoke that in here. He's like, fucking shut up and drive. I'm looking at ass. I'm looking at this fucking fine piece of ass. He's like, I wish I was this young so I could go home and jerk off to this later.
Yeah. He's smoking. He rolls up the windows, smoking a cigarette. He's like, there are going to be elements. It might be foggy sometime. And he's just blowing cig smoke directly in their face.
So there's going to be some times where...
An old man's going to be smoking a cigarette in your car.
No, it would also be funny if he just like... telling all of the stereotypes of the road while doing this.
Yeah.
Never trust them. It's like when you never trust them.
Yeah, who's them? Turns up the music. Yeah.
But I mean, we need that old man, and he just. I didn't see him last night.
He died.
He died. He died on the toilet. Hopefully not. Hopefully he made it.
He died on the toilet in the pub.
Because I picture people that have died on the toilet like trying to poop and they don't poop. But the thing is, when you die,
You poop.
you poop.
And that's like heaven. You know, that's
So is
Jesus.
that like euphoric? Is that like jerking off while hanging yourself?
Yeah, that's what that's what all the new Hollywood elites are doing when they're really constipated. They
trying to
die,
die, so they-
and then they get and then get electrocuted, EKG'd back to life. And it's just like the biggest, most satisfying dump. It's
That's very euphoric.
like
That death dump. Has anyone death dumped before to get that
it's like a
feeling?
new episode of House. This woman is 1,000
the kids
pounds.
all the kids are doing it.
Yeah.
They're trying to death
The
dump.
dump.
And it's like, is it like some sexual
I know,
thing?
he's
They're like,
like-
no, they're not coming, sir. They're
I
not
know.
coming.
He's like, have you noticed how much that kid has been eating? Has anyone heard of? And he writes out on the whiteboard, the death dump, native to the Samoans. And they're like, oh my gosh, how did I not know that kid had a chronic addiction to death dumping?
That honestly, and it's such a fun thing to be like, oh, if you're constipated, you're gonna die trying to shit on the toilet. You're gonna shit your brains out, then we're gonna bring you back to life. That's almost like they treated hysteria in women with vibrators.
Yeah.
If they were just crazy, they're like, oh yeah, just make them come.
Yeah, just
Just make them come really
they pooping?
hard.
Are they pooping and coming? Here's
Oh,
what
they're
we're
not
gonna do.
pooping. We're gonna kill them on the toilet.
Yeah,
They're
we're gonna kill
shit-
them, and then we're gonna make them come, and then we're gonna give them a bath and a cookie and send them home. Doctors used to be smart. I don't know what happened. Doctor, give me a pill that can make me come poop. And
It sounds like we're doctors right now. MD.
MD.
Massive
My
dumps.
dick. Yeah, massive dumps. Where are we at?
Um,
We got more. We went to the Doug Stanhope show.
Went to the Doug Stanhope show. I was off 3 hours of sleep, and I'm not gonna talk about it.
No, you ain't got to talk about that. But you were ready to go home and get some actual sleep.
Yeah.
Instead, I took you to church with Doug Stanhope.
No, I mean we got tickets.
Yeah, I know. Did you do any researching of him after the fact? I knew that I was a little more familiar with his
Yeah, I
game than
found
you.
out he grew up 5 brothers and sisters. 4 of them were gay. If you could believe that. 2 of them did it together. But, you know, they grew past that. It was just like a one-time thing.
I didn't know he was related to Kanye. Yeah, Doug
I did no research.
Yeah, I figured. No, he's definitely old school. You know, Sig's on stage, and I've always admired his work. And I never thought I'd flip. I've always been critical of groupies, like girls who go to see a band and then put themselves in a terrible situation.
But you did whip your tits out to Doug Stanhope.
That was the closest to gay because I felt the aura and the power of who I wanted to be. I wanted to be cool like him.
All right, so I'm going to bring you back to your former description of myself
Yeah.
as so-called rock star,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
you even just did a great analogy there. You don't
I'm
want
never
to
going to fuck you. I'm never fucking you. If that's where, are you going there?
No, I'm not going
You're
there.
a lot of eye contact right now.
I'm not going there, right? Groupies,
Yeah.
fuck rock stars.
Yeah.
Comedians have straight white fans who are guys.
We're dudes.
Who are like, dude, you're fucking sick. And I'm
Yeah.
like, cool.
Let me
You're not-
fuck your girlfriend.
You're not a fucking chick. I don't give a fuck. You keep calling it cool. Cool. I don't give a fuck what you say, dude.
Thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
Pat on the back.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out.
You could have walked up to me and been like, what are you, ticklish? And tickled me. And that's the best interaction I would ever have. That's way better than, bro, you fucking killed it tonight. That's the groupie I got. That's rock star status. No, you're not fucking me, sir. You're not fucking me, sir. You're fucking with me, sir.
Yeah. And
Do I appreciate it? Yes, thank you.
of course, shout out to the fans. But he something cool he announced up on stage was that he had stolen 4 of these Bibles. I've got one of them from the hotel, and he signed them. You know, stolen deliberately, and he would make it out to you. And I left a little early to make sure I could secure one of the 4 Bibles because a Bible signed to me by Doug Stanhope is probably the coolest thing I own. And I go, he's like, oh, who am I making it out to? Stretch. I was like, oh, he made a joke of me. I was like, you're making it out to Adam? And he goes, of fucking course I am. I made him laugh a little bit. He invited me to the bar, like a little bar, and I'm going to go to the bar. It was, you know, I'm gonna try to hang out with him, have a couple beers. Exactly what you're saying about the rock star status. He's old as fuck. He's trying to get his drink on. So many old dudes were hounding him and taking pictures.
Dude, I imagine him, 40 years of comedy, doing that, and he's just like, bro, I'm just trying to get my dick. I'm gonna die soon. Get the fuck out of my face! I'm trying to get my dick sucked. I'm trying to get my fucking dick sucked.
And they were all bald and old and with their old ass wives.
That's cool. Thank you. Keep paying for my shows. Come on out and watch my shit. You know.
So that was good. He hit me with the cheers. Stellar to think that Mr. Bates, like I was passed out on the couch in the pool room. Everybody does open mic on that stage, and Doug Stanhope doing comedy on that stage. I don't know. That's fucking awesome. Yeah. Little Dougie story about me getting turned into a groupie.
I mean, you've been a little fruity lately.
It's that month. The sun is on my skin. I'm trying to get my
little work buddy.
Yeah.
Little...
Yeah.
Little Bible action.
Well, that's the thing about the Bible. Doug Stanhope didn't have to highlight all the hatred about the gays in there. I was flipping through, and there was like thumbs up. Dan approved. Doug approves this one. One of my favorites, heart emoji.
Yeah, it would be funny if we went back and like highlighted stuff like, haha, read this one.
Yeah.
This one's fucking funny. It's cool that we could talk about the illegal status of this Bible, but we can't talk about the Red Bull stimulants.
Oh.
We're helping out the move. Not helping me move. I didn't do
Yeah.
shit. But it's
When I
fun.
move, you move. Just like that.
Yeah.
How much time we got? We got more?